All right, the time has come to officially add some proper visualizations. Power BI offers a wide range of standard visuals, including bar and column charts, line and area charts, part-to-whole visuals like pie charts, donut charts, and tree maps, comparison and KPI visuals such as cards and gauges, table and matrix visuals, as well as map visuals and advanced charts like scatter plots and waterfall charts. We'll begin with bar and column charts, since they are very similar. Now, remember that there are several ways to create a visualization. The first option is to go to the Home menu and click New Visual. As you can see, this defaults to a stacked column chart, which is not what I want, so I'll delete it. Instead of using the Home menu, I usually select visuals directly from the Visualizations pane. In this case, I'd like to use a stacked bar chart. When you click and select a chart template, a few things happen. First, Power BI places a placeholder for that chart directly onto the canvas. Second, it automatically displays the fields that are specific to the selected chart type. Notice that this pane is dynamic. Right now, it shows that a stacked bar chart can use fields such as y-axis, x-axis, legend, and tooltips. If we change the chart type to something else, like a funnel chart or scatter plot, you'll see these field options update automatically. These fields are always tied to the selected chart type. Let's switch back to the stacked bar chart and begin populating it. We always start in the Fields pane, because this tells Power BI what data we want to visualize and how we want to visualize it. Here, I want to display total sales, which is the measure we created in the orders table. I'll click, drag, and drop it into the x-axis field. As you can see, the chart now displays a single bar representing the grand total of sales. If you want to format a field, you can do that using the measure tools. For example, I'll select total sales and change the data format to currency. Now, when you hover over the chart, you can see the updated format. At this point, the chart is correct, but it's not very insightful because it only shows a single bar. To make the visualization more meaningful, we should break the data down further. For instance, we can analyze total sales by product category. Let's add product category to the chart. Previously, we dragged fields into the visual, but you can also simply check the box next to a field. Power BI will automatically place it in what it considers the most appropriate location. In this case, it places the category on the y-axis, which is exactly what we want. Now the chart breaks total sales down by category, and it automatically sorts the values in descending order. We can see that lawn and garden is the top selling category, followed by tools, household, and others. If we want to analyze sales by year, one option would be to use a slicer. However, we can also use the legend field to display sales by year within the same chart. Simply drag order year into the legend field, and now we can see that, for most categories, the highest sales occurred in 2022. For now, let's remove order year from the legend. Next, let's explore the tooltips option. To demonstrate this, I'll drag defective rate into the tooltips field and summarize it using the average for each category. You'll notice that the chart itself doesn't change visually, but the tooltip now reflects total sales, average defective rate, and category. Tooltips provide additional information when you hover over elements in the chart. Now, simply by interacting with this visual, we can see both sales and effective rate metrics broken down by category. With very little effort, we've already created a visualization that provides meaningful and actionable insights using just a single chart. The next thing we're going to do is continue building our visualization by adding data and using the formatting options to improve the overall appearance. As we work, we'll move back and forth between building the visual and formatting it until it meets the needs of our end users. Remember, our goal is always to tell a story with the data. And we want that story to be both compelling and easy to understand. Now let's start formatting this visualization. Before we begin, there's an important concept to understand called visual focus. You'll notice that this visual currently has a gray border around it. That border indicates that the visual is selected and has focus. This is important because the ribbon options at the top change depending on what is selected. For example, if I click somewhere on the blank canvas, the canvas now has focus instead of the visual. You'll notice that the ribbon and formatting options change because they are now specific to the report canvas rather than the visual itself. I'm going to click back on the visual so that it regains focus. Now let's begin formatting. First, we'll go to the Format pane and start with the Y-axis settings. I'm going to scroll down slightly and turn off the Y-axis title. This is not the title of the entire report. It's just the title of the axis itself. Once I toggle this off, you'll see the Y-axis title disappear. Next, let's move to the X-axis. I'll collapse the Y-axis card first. This is a good habit because it makes it easier to see which properties belong to each section. Now I'll open the X-axis card. Here, we have options to adjust the minimum and maximum values of the axis range. We also have the option to enable a logarithmic scale if minimum and maximum value are greater than 0. Next, I'm going to turn on data labels. If we look at the chart right now, there are no labels showing the values directly on the bars. I'll toggle data labels on, and now you can see the values appear on the visualization. I'm going to open the data labels card and change the label position from auto to inside end. You'll notice that the labels now move inside the bars toward the end, which often makes them easier to read. Now let's move to the general section. Here, we'll update the visuals title. Currently, the title reads, Total Sales and Average of Defective Rate by Category. I'm going to update it to Total Sales and Defective Rate by Category. Within this section, we can also adjust the font, change the text color, add a subtitle, or include a divider if needed. I'm going to scroll up slightly and centerline the title to improve the visual balance. The last thing I want to show you is how to control sorting. In the upper right corner of the visual, you'll see 3 dots, also known as the More Options or ellipsis menu. When we click on it, we get additional configuration options. You'll notice that the chart is currently sorted in descending order by total sales. This is indicated by the small check mark next to it. I'm going to change the sorting to ascending order instead. Then I'll change the sorting field to category. As you can see, the visual immediately updates to reflect the new sorting order. This is very useful because it allows you to control how information is presented directly within each visual, depending on the needs of your audience. And that's good enough for this visualization. We've created a basic stack bar chart and applied some essential formatting techniques to improve clarity and usability. Next, we'll explore line and area charts and learn how to use trend lines to forecast sales. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support our work and stay up to date with future lessons.